Suppose if you want to design attractive web page to improve the web page appearance, then I'll go with the image tag. Specifies the alternative text if the image is not found. I have the TD and I can have the content and I must have closing TD. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session on first unit, that is web designing. I'm your Revati ma'am, faculty from the Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So dear student, in my last class, I started with origins and evaluation of hypertext markup language. Along with that, I have discussed basic text markup language. So dear student, when I say it is web designing, it is nothing but the how to develop and design web page. That's nothing but the collection of web page. It's nothing but the website. So if I want to develop any web, what I required the markup language. That is the reason I'm going to have the HTML. And I have discussed the versions of HTML. That is HTML1, HTML2, HTML3, HTML4, and the present version what we are using, that is HTML5. Along with that, I have discussed some of the basic tags. That is nothing but the heading tag. So heading tag starts from H1 to H6. Paragraph tag. So these are the certain tags I have discussed in my last session. But in my today's session, I'm going to discuss another very important topic, that is images, lists as well as tables. So these are the three tags I'm going to deal in my today's session. So what is web? Web is nothing but the document. When I say it is a document, what are the things I can have? I can have the text, I can have the numbers, I can have the image. Suppose if I want to insert image, what I want the image tag. So why I want to include the image tag? If I want to make my web page attractive, then I must have the images in my web page. So images can improve the design and appearance of the web page. Suppose if you want to design attractive web page to improve the web page appearance, then I'll go with the image tag. Now, is it possible to write image completely? No. Then what is my tag name? The tag name here is IMG. If I write anything within the opening and closing angular bracket, then it is known as image. Now, images are not technically inserted into the web page. So, if I want to insert or include images in my web page, I must include the image tag in my program. So images are linked. So I'm not going to insert the image. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to link the images to the web page. So what is the tag used to create the images? That is nothing but the image. Now, if image tag is empty, that contains attributes only. If the image does not exist, then I can able to display the alternate text. Okay, fine. Now, the question arises, if I consider HTML, if the tag starts, then I must have to close the tag. But if I consider image, I don't have any closing tag. So each tag must have the pair, opening and closing. Okay, but if I consider image, I does not have any closing image tag pair. Okay, fine. This is the simple code I'm going to have. How can I able to insert the image in my web page? See here, the code starts from HTML. Okay, then I can have the head tag. Okay, after that I can have the title. Suppose if I want to give the name to my web page, then I can go with the title tag. Then I'm going to close the head. Okay, fine. Then see here, inside the body, I have the heading called HTML image. Okay, fine. So this is the code how I can able to insert the images. Okay, how can I insert the image here? For that, I can have the image. Then I have source file. In the sense what? I want to specify the path where the file is resides or where the file is stored. So I want to write complete path of the file where it is placed. Suppose if the file is not present, so what I want to do? I just want to display the alternate message. For that, I'm going to have alt. Then I can able to specify the width as well as height of the image. Now, okay, after that, what I will do, I'm going to close the body. See here, if I consider this example, I don't have any closing image tag. So I'm going to start with the image tag, and within that, I'll write all the necessary things. Okay, fine. Now, if I consider the syntax, okay, this is the syntax. So I'll start with image. Okay, then I have src, that's nothing but the source. So you have to specify the place where the file is stored. So you have to copy the entire path. Then I must have the alternate text. Along with that, I want to specify the height and width of the image. While displaying image on the web page, I want to specify the width and height of the image. So here, see the attributes here, source is nothing but the specifies the URL of the image that to be displayed. Next, alter specifies the alternative text if the image is not found or not present. Width specifies the width of the image in pixel and height of the image in pixel. So here width and heights are represented in the form of pixel. See here. So it is 600 is nothing but the 600 pixel, whereas width is nothing but the 500 pixel. This is the simple example how to include the images in the program. Anyway, dear students, see, then I have the another very important topic that is nothing but the list. So what is list? Why I want list? See, there are certain time I want to list the item one after another. In some particular order, I want to display the item or I want to display the content. So, HTML lists allow web developers to group a set of related item in a list. For example, I have fruits. Now what I want to do, I want to list all the fruits in one side and I have the grocery item. I want to list all the grocery items in another side. I have the vegetables and I want to list all the vegetables in another side. Listing is nothing but the placing the similar kind of item in some order. So, if I consider list, I have the ordered list and I have the unordered list. See here, if I use unordered list, see, all the item. I have the drinks, coffee, tea and milk. See how I'm going to display. To display, I'm using bullet. So here all the items are listed in the form of unordered list. Now see here, if I consider ordered HTML. So first I want to list coffee, then I want to list tea, then I want to list milk. So order wise, first one coffee, second one tea and third one milk. If I use the order, then it is known as ordered HTML list. Okay, fine. If I consider list, okay, the lists are used to specify the list of information. Suppose if I want to specify the list or collection of item one by one, then I'll go with the list. So an HTML lists are used to specify list of information. So used to specify list of information. So if I have apple, then I have the banana, I have grape. Okay, so I want to display or I want to list all the fruits one after another, then I'll go with the list. So all the list may contain one or more list item. So I can able to have more than one item in my list. And HTML supports 3 different types of list. Let's see what are the 3 different types of list supported by the HTML. That is ordered list. So ordered in the sense what? Numbers. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. So it is number. So numbered list. What is the tag? OL. OL stands for ordered list. Okay, fine. If I go with unordered list, suppose if I use bullets, okay, then I'll go with the UL. UL stands for what? Unordered list. That is nothing but the bulleted list. Then I have a description list or definition list. That is indicated by DL. Suppose if I want to list, okay, in my HTML, what's my tag? That is LI. Okay, and it must have the closing tag. Okay, this complete thing together called pair. Okay, fine. Now if I consider HTML ordered list, if the items are displayed in some order, that is in the form of numbers, then I'll use ordered list. Okay, so I'm going to display the item or content in the form of numbers. For that reason, it is called by the name numbered list. Okay, so what is my tag? That is OL. Okay, fine. Now, what is my list tag? That is LI. Okay, so first I'll start with the OL. OL stands for what? Ordered list. OL stands for ordered list, and I want to list the item in the form of numbers one by one. So I'll use the command called li. So li stands for what? List. Okay, see, I want to display the item one by one. Okay, so I'll use ordered list. See, I have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. For that reason, it is called numbered list. Okay, fine. If I consider another type of list, that is nothing but the unordered list. So here, I'm not going to have any numbers. Instead of that, I'll use the bullet to list the item or to list the content. For that reason, it is called by the name bulleted list. So, it is unordered list. So, my tag starts with tag name UL. U stands for unordered, L stands for list. So I have the list inside the unordered list. And if I see the output looks in the form of bullets. See, I'm going to use the bullet to display the item or to list the item in the form of bullet. I'll go with unordered list. And the last one, I'm going to have description list, or it's also called by the name definition list. So here HTML supports description. Okay, description, that is nothing but the definition. Okay, so the list style which is supported by the HTML or XHTML. So what is the X stands for? Extensible Hypertext Markup Language. And this description list is also called by the name definition list. Okay, fine. See here, the description list that starts with DL. What is the tag name? DL. DL is nothing but the description list. This is the start of the list. Then DT. So what is DT? DT stands for terms, description terms. So tag defines a term. DD. DD stands for what? Definition. So DD tag defines the definition. DL, starting of the list. DT defines the term, whereas DD is nothing but the definition or description. Okay, fine. Now let's see the description tag. How we can able to use description tag. A description list is a list of terms with a description of each term. For example, I have the fruit, okay, banana, and I want to write the description about the fruit. So I'll write first banana, then I'll start writing the description. Okay, to write that one, I'm going to have the description list. Okay, fine. See here, I'm writing description list. Okay, then I'll start with the command called DL. DL stands for description list. Then DT is nothing but the what? Description term. I said banana. Now here if I consider, I have the drinks called coffee, hot drinks called coffee. So what's my term here? Coffee. Now I want to give the description about the coffee, where I'll write in my DD. Okay, there is nothing but the black hot drink. Okay, fine. Then I have the second term, milk. Okay, then what kind of milk I want to write the description. For that, I'm going to have the DD. So white cold drink. So what's my description? White cold drink. And I'm going to close the description tag. So dear student, from the examination point of view, this list is very, very important. You can expect this question either for 7 marks or it's for 8 marks. Then I'm going to have very important topic and most commonly used topic, that is table. Suppose if I want to display the content in the form of rows and columns, then I must have the tag called table tag. To create table in HTML, I use table tag. So I am displaying the content in the form of rows and columns. For that, I have the tag called table. So HTML table tag is used to display data in tabular form. Tabular form in the sense what? In the table format. Table in the sense what? It's nothing but the rows and columns. So there may be many columns, one row. I can have the one column and many rows. An HTML table is defined with the tag called table. So how to write table? This is my tag table. Each table row is defined with tr. So if I write tr, what is the meaning? Table row. If I write th, that's nothing but the table header. For example, if I want to have the serial number, it is my table header. So what I will write? th. The table data or cell is defined with td. Okay, each data is filled with the tag called td. I have the serial number. Okay, if I want to print 1 or if I want to display 1, what I'm going to use? That is nothing but the td. td stands for table data. Table is a tag, tr, table row, th, table header, td, table data. So dear student, in HTML, suppose if I want to create tables, then I must have the table tag. Along with that, I can have the table row, table heading and table data. Anyway, let's discuss table shell. So, it's a building block, right? Okay, building blocks for defining the table. How to define the table shell? For that, I'm going to have the TD. TD stands for what? Table data. Okay, this TD must have the closing tag, that is /TD. /TD indicates that it's the end tag. Now, if I consider the syntax, okay, I have the TD and I can have the content and I must have closing TD. Okay, fine. If I consider table row, okay, think that this is my table. Okay, I have 3 columns. How many columns? 3 columns. And I have 4 rows. So this one, okay, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. So the row can be formed with the help of combination of table shell. So this is one shell, right? Okay, this is second one, this is third one, and this is fourth one. So your rows can be formed with the help of combination of table shells. Then how to start the table row? That is tr. That must be closed with /tr. This is nothing but the ending of your table row. Okay, this is the syntax. Fine. Now, if I consider table header, okay, for example, this is my table, 3 column, serial number, name, and roll number. To specify table header, I have the command called th. So, the table headers are generally used to provide the heading. Whenever I want to specify the heading, then I'll go with the table heading. The table header can also use to add the headings to the table. And what is the tag name? th. The th must have the closing pair to indicate this is the close of the table header. Fine. Now let me to consider one simple program here. Okay, this is my HTML tag and I'll start with the body. Then I have the table. Okay, I'm going to start the table. In my table, okay, what I have? I must have the F name. What is F name? First name. Okay, then in my second, okay, what is second column name? That's nothing but the L name. Then third one is nothing but the marks. So this is nothing but the heading. Okay, so I have F name, L name, then I must have the marks. To write this one, I'm using th. H. Okay, fine. In table row, in the sense next row, I have the name. Okay, then I have the last name and I have the age. And I'm going to continue. So how many rows I have? I have the 5 rows, including headings. I have the 5 rows. Okay, fine. After that, I'm going to close the table and I'm going to close the body and I'm going to close the HTML. Now let's see the output of this code, that is, see here. I want to display the information in the form of tables. Okay, so what's my first name, last name and marks, and I'm going to display the information one by one. For this, I'm going to use the table tag. Anyway, dear student, in my today's session, I started with what is image and how to use image tag in my website or in my code. Then I started with list. I have discussed what is list, type of list, that is ordered list, unordered list and description list. Then I have discussed table. In table, what are the things I have covered? That is table row, table heading and table data. Anyway, dear student, in my next session, I'm going to deal with forms, frames and CSS. Anyway, dear students, let's meet in the next session with some more interesting topic of the web designing. Until that, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.